count three, we have guilty. Count three is guilty. For the transportation of Cassie Ventura, that is guilty. A range of different outcomes we could have had here, but it is a mixed verdict, if you will.
It's a mixed verdict, but it is a stunning victory for the defense. The Mann Act, these charges, these were the easiest for prosecutors to prove, the lowest hanging fruit, merely required showing that state lines were crossed for the purpose to engage in. We saw a lot of evidence on these charges.
What if hip-hop's ultimate power broker just watched the multi-billion-dollar empire he spent 3 decades building start to crumble, brick by glittering brick, in a single New York courtroom? That question lit up July 2nd to 3rd, 2025, when a Manhattan jury delivered a split decision that stamped Sean Diddy Combs guilty on 2 counts of transporting women across state lines for illicit purposes, yet cleared him of the blockbuster trafficking and racketeering allegations that could have buried him for life. Inside that hushed chamber, the moment erupted like a thunderclap. Reporters say Combs gave a subtle fist pump when "not guilty" rang out on the RICO count, then rubbed his forehead as "guilty" echoed for the lesser Mann Act felonies, each still carrying up to 10 years. One son folded in half, head in hands. Longtime partner Dana Tran wept into a silk sleeve. But the expected champagne pop never came, because Judge Arun Subramanian denied bail on the spot, branding Diddy a danger, a flight risk, and a man whose reach can silence witnesses.
Man, I'm so glad Diddy free, bro. You know, the reason is because I'm tired of seeing us black moguls get took down like that, bro. And I'm tired of seeing us black people go against us black moguls like that. And I feel like if Diddy was a white man who done all this shit for people, you know, I know he ain't paid people, but if he done all this shit for hip-hop, if he was white, they would have had so many white people out there protesting for this man losing his life behind a relationship, you know. And people always, Boosie was on Diddy's side. Nah, it ain't that. It's because I'm thinking about 7 children. Y'all thinking about one person. I'm thinking about these 7 kids who been in my kids' position. Not knowing if your daddy gonna come home or not is a burden on the child. So all y'all was like, no, I'm thinking about them damn children, man. So man, I'm glad he free, bro. You know, like I've been said, I don't feel he was guilty of nothing. You know, nothing but domestic. You know, but the court spoke, man, and man, I'm happy that dude children, man. I know his feeling right now, bro. I'm just happy for them children, man. You know, Diddy, sit your ass down somewhere. That's what you need to do. Grab Stevie J and your children and get the
Lenox Avenue, taping flyers to lampposts for basement parties. At 19, he snagged an unpaid internship at Uptown Records, begged for janitorial shifts just to stay in the building, then climbed overnight to A&R Wunderkind, signing Jodeci, Mary J. Blige, and rewriting the sound of 90s R&B. Hook, the kid who once skipped subway fares, flipped street smarts into Bad Boy Records by 1993. He minted triple platinum plaques with the Notorious B.I.G., then turned himself into a lifestyle label, Sean John Clothing, Ciroc Vodka, De Leon Tequila, Revolt TV. At his peak, a Forbes-certified $900 million portfolio. Yet every meteoric rise casts a long, jagged shadow. Timeline of trouble, smoke signals before the blaze. 1999, Club New York incident involving firearms. 3 injured, Combs acquitted while rapper Shine took the fall. 2003, bribery whispers, leaked emails suggested quiet payouts over a studio altercation. 2007, Fashion Week altercation, tabloid gold, no charges. 2015, UCLA kettlebell dispute, Combs allegedly wielded gym equipment at a football coach, case dropped. 2023, Cassie civil suit, a reported $20 million settlement cracks open the present storm. Each skipped consequence helped build the myth of invincibility until federal agents kicked in penthouse doors in 2024 and carted off encrypted drives. Transition. Prosecutors hint those drives still hum with secrets that never reach the jury. Written in 1910 to police immoral travel, the Mann Act once toppled boxer Jack Johnson and nearly derailed Charlie Chaplin. Its broad formula, interstate transport plus intent equals felony, remains a sharp blade for federal lawyers. Jurors balked at labeling Combs a full-scale trafficker, yet they agreed he twice funded private flights moving women for exploitation. That sliver of liability, multiplied by fame, ricocheted across pop culture in real time. Cassie's 2023 lawsuit painted an 11-year relationship fueled by surveillance, coercion, and NDA-laced hush money. Calm on the stand, she described secret cameras, burner texts, and a 2016 hotel hallway physical confrontation that jurors replayed on a 70-inch monitor, frame by frame. Critics claim her story felt rehearsed. Supporters call it surgical truth. Either way, it cracked the armor. Outside court, attorney Douglas Wigdor declared, Cassie proved billion-dollar bullies bleed when truth cuts deep. Hook to next. Hollywood wasn't waiting for the judge to speak. A-listers had already drafted hot takes. Celebrity reactions, applause, fury, conspiracy. Aubrey O'Day gasped on TikTok Live, "I'm going to be sick. This culture protects monsters." 50 Cent posted a grinning selfie. Diddy beat the feds, some real untouchable boss energy. Seconds later, he teased a streaming platform docuseries. Boozy Badass cried in a car selfie, "I'm thinking about those 7 kids." Bayhive accounts traded side-eye emojis, while Barb's flooded threads with karma delayed, not denied. Within 24 hours, hashtag Diddy verdict clocked 1.8 billion views, dividing timelines between finally accountable and government overreach. Yet fans arguing on smartphones couldn't see the bigger numbers bleeding from financial spreadsheets. Liquor lifeline severed. After a bruising racial bias lawsuit, Diageo reclaimed Ciroc and De Leon. Marketing spend instantly froze. Fashion retailers ghosted. Sean John's summer capsule vanished from major apps within hours of the verdict. Streaming chokehold. Curated bad boy playlists fell 32% overnight. Insiders say editorial teams weighed reputation risk. Defense fees. Multi-firm war room equals $10 million and counting. One lawyer calls it the costliest Mann Act defense ever mounted. Brand equity crash. Analysts now peg net worth nearer $400 million, still colossal, yet a $500 million drop in just 2 years. Micro cliffhanger, and the bleeding isn't over because the sentencing chess clock just started ticking. Guidelines place Combs in a 63-month window, but prosecutors cite aggravators, alleged dosing, obstruction, witness pressure, pushing for the full 20 years. The defense counters that 9 months are already served. He has 0 prior felonies, and a community pillar resume merits leniency. Key dates: July 8th, pre-sentencing evidentiary showdown. Watch for hard drive leaks. August 15th, victim impact letters due. Cassie is expected to speak. October 3rd, sentencing. Judge Subramanian chooses probation tail, medium security term, or the steep maximum. Legal pundits liken it to poker with the cards face down and a million eyes watching. Survivor Lens, Cassie's settlement now funds a nonprofit for music industry abuse victims. 2 Jane Does who testified joined the program. Activists say verdict night felt half a hug, promising yet unfinished. Family ripple. Diddy's 7 kids juggle prep school rumor mills and paparazzi flashes. One teen reportedly deleted social apps after classmates spammed courtroom sketches in homeroom. Mental toll. A former bad boy choreographer confides insomnia. If a multimillionaire couldn't be stopped for years, what shot did any of us have? Pivot line. That sense of whiplash is fueling a broader culture war burning across playlists and protest signs. Skeptics argue the split verdict shows wealth still buys partial freedom. Activists counter that hip-hop is finally confronting its Weinstein moment. Industry whispers speak of a new no private after-party clause in tour riders banning unsanctioned gatherings. One promoter says arenas now require artists to sign an anti-exploitation pledge or forfeit deposits. Streaming execs circulate memos about reputation risk scoring for catalog curation. Translation. Tracks with murky backstories may slide quietly down the algorithm. Unanswered mysteries and loose threads. Federal finance probe. Shell companies in Panama, Caymans, and a Delaware LLC named after a childhood nickname. IRS agents call the trail spaghetti. Docuseries hype. 50 Cent's crew claims footage of NDAs signed on a St. Tropez yacht, blurred faces, unblurred dread. NDA leaks. A disgruntled ex-assistant reportedly holds contracts linking 3 Grammy winners to Combs-funded party islands. Civil suits stacking. 5 pending. Potential $50 to $100 million exposure. Sealed drives. Analysts found gigabytes labeled Mansion Miami 2015 and Birthday London 2018, encryption cracked, contents undisclosed. Over the next 90 days, the man once crowned hip-hop's ultimate dealmaker will either step back into daylight holding the fragments of a battered empire or remain behind reinforced glass while new revelations pile higher than platinum plaques. Does money still rewrite history, or is this the dawn of a new scorecard where influence finally meets consequence? Will Combs stage the comeback of the century, or will sealed drives and whispered NDAs cement a cautionary tale? Don't blink. The fuse 12 jurors lit is still sizzling, sparks leaping toward barrels of secrets stored in vaults, clouds, and camera rolls. And when the next boom finally echoes, whether in a courthouse, a playlist, or a documentary cliffhanger, one thing is certain: the sound will reverberate far beyond one man, reshaping where power, privilege, and accountability collide in modern culture. Stay tuned. The story's biggest twist may be only a heartbeat away.